Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. This is what Solomon said in Ecclesiastes 1:2. And why did he say this? Well, he had a lot of problems. But for me, vanity comes when you don't do the thing that God put you on earth for. You don't attain your purpose or your destiny. And a really smart guy, his name was Thomas Carlyle, said, "A man without a purpose is like a ship without a rudder, a waif, a nothing, a no man." In other words, you're just floating around out on the ocean and you don't know where you're going to end up. Would you like to be out on the sea in a boat without a rudder and you didn't know where you're going to go? You're just tossed about by everything, all the waves and the storms. Well, if you don't know your purpose and you're not living it, that's what's happening to you. You're just tossed around by life and you're letting life control you. And there are reasons why people don't do their destiny. So let me give you about 5 of them. And I know most of these because I was a part, I had a lot of these issues. Number 1, you're driven by guilt. Either by something that you did to somebody, or you perceive you did to somebody, or something that somebody put up on you. I know with my parents, I was always blamed for everything in my household. It's easier to blame the 4-year-old child than it is for you to take responsibility for it. So they did that a lot to me, and I had a lot of guilt in my life. And I didn't want to do anything because I didn't want to be the one that was guilty if something went wrong. So I just wouldn't do it. Number 2, they're driven by resentment and anger. We have a lot of anger in this world anymore, it seems like, over a lot of things. My ex-husband, who was from Poland, he had resentment and anger against all the Germans and all of the Russians. Now, he might have had a reason for that because they both messed up his country pretty bad for quite a long time. But most of the Russians and most of the Germans, they don't care. They could care less if he has resentment and fear and anger against them. It doesn't matter to them. It's just holding him back. And what resentment and what anger holds you back from doing your destiny? If you have it, get rid of it. Just get rid of it. Just say it's not going to hold me back any longer. Number 3, people are driven by fear. Now that was one of my big ones, was fear-based. And you get fear for a few reasons. Number 1, if you're in a very controlled environment when you're growing up, and that was my problem. I was controlled and I was never allowed to do anything because I might, get hit going across the street when I was 13 years old because I didn't know how to cross the street when I was 13 years old. Something like that. So I grew up with a lot of fear. Other things cause fear, like something that happens in something bad that happened. Like I was watching Tony Robbins and there was a lady that her daughter had actually gotten killed in an accident on a go-kart. But the EMTs brought her back to life and she's fine now, but she couldn't live. The mother had a problem. She was having panic attacks at work. She's a nurse, so she had to quit her job. She couldn't go out to the place where the accident was. It was on their property. She was having all kinds of problems that was holding her back because of this incident that brought fear. People also can be predisposed to having fear. Maybe it's in their DNA. But whatever brings fear to you, you need to get over that. Remember, you have a Father. His name is God. And He is not fearful, so you should not be fearful either. Number 4, people are driven by materialism. This is a big thing in today's world. We want everything. And there's nothing wrong with having stuff, but when it drives you, it becomes an addiction. And the more you have, the more you're going to want, and the less it satisfies you. So you're going to need more and more and more and more stuff. So you have to let that go. You have to get your materialism fixed by helping other people. And people are driven for the need for approval. Now this one was a big one with me because I never got the approval of my parents, specifically my father. He never approved of anything I ever did. In fact, from the day he died, he never approved of it. So I just had to get over the fact that he did not approve of me. And you'll never have your destiny in God if the opinion of other people's matters more than that purpose. It'll never happen for you. So don't let that bother you. And how can you stop some of these things? How can you get over some of these things so you can have your purpose and live your destiny, which is the happiest place that you'll ever be? Well, number one, go to God. He is your healer. He is your strength. Go to Him and ask Him to heal you and give you strength. And number two, do self-improvement exercises. I am not against self-improvement. I think it's great. You should go to some of these people like Tony Robbins and a few of them that are into the self-improvement because I think it really helps you. So if you would like more information about what I do to help get my destiny, because I like to help you get your destiny, if you're on social media, just put a comment in and I will find you and I will get back to you. If you see any kind of a link anywhere, push on it, put your name and information in the boxes, and I'll call you back and we will design a time so we can get together, talk about how I can help you with your destiny.